Hey guys, how are you? Hopefully this finds you doing awesome with a big fat smile on your face. I am Dusty B from the Be Happy movement, and I've been asked a lot from people around me, what's your story? Everybody has a story, right? So instead of responding to everybody individually, I'm just going to make this video, and anytime anybody asks, I'll be like, boop, there you go. Here's my life story. Not like anybody really cares, but I'll do that anyway. So it started in 1985. I was born to a man and a woman in Blackfoot, Idaho, who got divorced within a year. My mom ended up having 5 kids and was a single mom, worked very hard to raise us. I'm the oldest of 5. We moved to Shelley my sophomore year of high school, and I graduated from Shelley High School. I served a church mission in England, and then I kind of came home and I didn't really know what to do with myself. I kind of felt like I was doing the wrong things, and my heart didn't really feel like I was where I needed to be. I started going to school, at college, and had the opportunity to be a radio DJ. And that happened by chance. I was driving down the road. I heard an open audition. I went, and these pillars in the community, Brad Collins and Adam James and Tara Kelly and Jeremy Taylor, and really fantastic people were there, and they're like, hey, read this paragraph. And I was so nervous and scared out of my mind, and I did it. And I don't know how it worked out, but it did. And they gave me a shot to be a weekender who really ran the board for the important DJs. I mean, that's really what my job was to do. And they told me it'd be months before I got on the radio. I worked so hard because I wanted it so bad that I got on in 3 weeks. And I was the weekend DJ for Z103, the coolest radio station in the galaxy. I love it. So grateful for my time there. I eventually became and had the shot to become the night guy. You probably know the name Shay Carl. I haven't spoken to him in years, but he was the night guy on Z103 before he went to California and did all of his awesome stuff. And he's such a great human being. But he left for 3 months, and they said, hey, Dusty, we're going to give you a shot at being the night guy, but you only have 3 months. And if Shay Carl wants to come back, bye-bye to you. And I thought really hard about that, and I dropped out of college to do that. I drove from Rexburg to Blackfoot every night to be the night guy on Z103 because I loved it. I love being able to talk to people. I love being able to make people smile and make them forget about their problems and focus on the music and have fun. So I did that for 2 years. I was the night guy, and then I became the afternoon guy, and then I got married. And really from the beginning, my marriage was not great. But we had 2 beautiful kids, and so I tried really hard to make that work. And it didn't work, and that's okay. Really, honestly, that is okay. I got divorced in 2013, and things are great. The boys are great. You may have seen this picture already, but I keep that up on my wall as a reminder. My boys are everything. They're beautiful boys, inside and out, and they're the highlight of my life. So that's kind of where this Be Happy movement starts off. Had a lot of great success, but truthfully, I was full of myself, and I was very conceited and very lost in what I thought the world was supposed to be. And in May of 2015, I was driving down the road just like any other day. And I sneezed and coughed out of the blue. I don't know if you've ever done that, but it creates a lot of force in your head. And as I did that, I felt a pop in my head. Didn't think anything of it, honestly. There was no pain. And as I was driving, I stopped and I picked up my son, Rustin. This older boy came running to me. And I went to pick him up, leant down, picked him up, and fluid poured out of my nose, filled up my hand, the whole hand full of fluid. And I was like, what the heck? I don't like doctors so much, so I didn't go to the doctor. Came home, had some great opportunities with my sons, and I had to take my older son to his asthma checkup. And as I did, I leaned forward, and the doctor saw fluid running out of my nose, and he's like, hey, there's a problem. No, there's no problem. I'm fine, right? So I came home. Well, long story short, I eventually found out that I had a CSF leak. It's a cerebral spinal fluid leak. It's caused from a sinus surgery that I had where the doctor did not do a very good job. Actually, he did a horrible job, but it created weakness in my sinus, and there were several spots, we've come to find out, where you could see my brain through my sinus. They had cut that much of it out. So, not to scare you away from sinus surgery, I had to have that. You may have to have that. Just find a good surgeon. It's very rare that you get this, but I had a CSF leak. So I was in the Pocatello, Idaho hospital for about a week. Then I went to University of Utah Hospital for a week, and I was in the ICU, terrified, in a lot of pain, and they did a 7.5-hour surgery to fix it. Yay, I'm fixed, right? So I was in the hospital for a few more days, very anxious to come home, and then all of a sudden, I got home on a Monday night, and a Tuesday morning I woke up with a horrible fever and I was throwing up. Guess what I got? Meningitis. I got viral meningitis, thankfully, not bacterial, but I was readmitted to the hospital and then readmitted to the University of Utah Hospital where they could not find the leak for sure. Normally these CSF leaks aren't that hard to find, but mine have been horrible to find. They're like nearly impossible. I could taste the fluid though, and so they kept doing tests. Finally, hey, you have a leak. You have another leak. We didn't fix it the first time, so we're going to do another surgery. That second surgery was in June. I knew instantly that had failed. I could taste fluid. I got stuff in my nose, and the headaches are really the biggest thing. People tell me all the time, take Tylenol, use oils. The problem is not that I have a migraine. The problem is that the fluid leaks out of my head into my brain, and then there's no fluid to cushion my brain inside my skull, right? There's nothing I can really do about the headaches, but they're bad. I mean, you want to see a grown man cry? Watch him with a CSF headache. Anyway, so I came home, went back, had another surgery, came home, went back, had another surgery, and finally the doctors are like, wow, you're the worst case we've seen in over 20 years. Not something you want to hear, right? What are you talking about? So I had a final surgery in September 2nd of 2015. That was my 5th surgery, by the way. They did that, and guess what? It failed. And I knew pretty much instantly that it had failed. I was in the ICU for about a week, was hallucinating about all sorts of crazy stuff. It was scary, I promise you, and funny, but scary at the time. And I got out of the hospital, and they made me wait because they really thought that it was going to heal itself. And they did images. They couldn't find the leak. So come about November, December, I finally was like, listen, I have a leak. No, you don't have one. I know I have it. Can you please do this test? They finally did this horrible, painful test. And yeah, I have another leak. So I'm awaiting a brain surgeon. I meet with him very soon. And that's kind of where we are. I have headaches every day. I haven't been able to work for about 6 months, probably. I have a part-time job with a radio station, but I don't make much money there. But why did I start the Be Happy movement? That's a great question. As I got sick, I felt inspired that I needed to share. I have a following of people. I get to talk to people, and I see weakness and sadness and people that just need a hand up sometimes. So I didn't know it was going to turn into this big thing, but I'm grateful that I have been open and vulnerable and shared my feelings. That's hard to do, but I felt like it was important to. I don't think people are vulnerable and open to each other anymore. Also, there is a little kid who I got to meet long before I got sick by the name of Tate Anderson. He was born with a bad heart. And you may know him from the Ellen DeGeneres show, but I know him as a boy who touched my heart in a way that not many people have ever been able to. And I saw him be strong, and I knew because he was strong, I can be strong. And because of that, I know that you can be strong. And that's why I'm being vocal. That's why we've started the Be Happy movement. By the way, we're 800 plus now on the Be Happy movement. We need a world that is happier and stronger and that does more for each other. And that's my purpose. That's my goal. That's why I do what I do every day. And hopefully one day I'll be healthy. And when that happens, I cannot wait to make this world a better place and use the talents that I've been given by God to inspire you and the people that you know to be stronger. So when life gets you down, just remember to be happy, be consistent, be strong, and goodness will come to you. Thanks for taking the time to listen, and thanks for being a part of the Be Happy movement. See ya.